Hi guys, I'm in the pound USD, and the reason why I got into this here last night was because more to do with fundamentals and also technicals, but slightly more towards the fundamentals. And most of you living in the UK know that the Labour Party has kind of fallen down with the local elections, and Labour have lost quite heavily, and there's a lot of pressure on Starmer to quit from a lot of the MPs, and two already have stepped down from their seats. So I thought, when if you've done your homework, a lot of the um, sentiment around the pound is based on how the political situation is, and I thought the pound is basically at a top over here, almost coming up to this previous highs, and I saw this doji yesterday, and I thought it's a good time to enter because I remembered my homework when I did it, and I thought let's take the sell over here. There's no multiple reasons, but I kept my stop around 62 pips over here above the previous highs, and where I think price could basically have not come again, and it's gone in my favor overnight. And this move happened basically in the night, and as we can see at the moment, the pound has tanked. But more to do also with the dollar, and the dollar is also strengthening, and which is why you can also see the euro also going down, but the pound has a big move, and also weakness across all the pound pairs, like pound Swissy there, big move over here, pound New Zealand as well, big move, pound CAD as well, big move. So I wouldn't really long any pound pairs at the moment, but taking thinking about taking some partial profits, because over here, as we can see, we are basically done the range for today, and it's also coming up to this 4-hour 200 over here, and the daily 55. So it's also 135 round number, which is where I was mentioning to you I would be also looking for a long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some partial profit. I'm going to close one lot on this and move my stop loss to break even. And the other pair that I'm in at the moment is CAD yen. So to the pip entry over here, it did move hundreds of pips overnight, did about 70 there. Across the other yen pairs, it didn't move quite a lot. But this one here, I showed it to you in my weekly analysis. We had the Fibonacci, I think, over here, and we had 50% fib, multiple EMA 61.8. So my stop has been above this, and I'm looking to basically take it back down. So I'm just gonna leave this open because I think it will continue to go back down uh, once this wick is closed. I mean, when this 4-hour candle closes, it's very likely the wick can get filled on the next candle. So I'm gonna leave that open. My stop loss is gonna remain the same place, and I'm gonna see how this plays out later on, and I will also keep you updated in the webinar later in a couple of hours when we all meet. Okay, take care, and I'll see you soon. Hi guys, trade update. So the trade is currently still the same place where I took my partial profit, which is basically around 100 pips, and I want to see if this can break through this level here. What I've done is I've moved my stop from break even to trailing it just above this 55 moving average on the 4-hour. So that is securing about 40 odd pips extra compared to the profit we have over here. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll keep you updated. Hi guys, another trade update. So clearly there's some pound weakness because the pound is heading to a downside, and we can see the euro is reacting nicely to this A grade area that I told you about on the weekly analysis and also in the webinar. There's 6 reasons to take this trade. So it's going up nicely. Pound is clearly weak. I got out of the CAD yen because I had to make a decision. The swaps were quite heavy on this $25 for holding it for 1 day, and today is the triple day swap, so I don't want to be holding this position if this stays in the same place which it is at the moment. So I thought I'll just wait and see if I get another confirmation and then possibly enter the trade again. Euro JPY, not looking to enter this unless I get a clear confirmation the euro is reacting to this big level, so that will play a part in how euro yen plays out, and also dollar yen. And we can see across the board pound is just weak at the moment. Pound New Zealand also going down to the downside, but kind of like waiting for confirmation on some of these pairs. And I'm just going to leave the pound to head to the downside. Let's see how it reacts to this level. If it can break through this, I think we have a lot of room towards the downside, so that's why I'm leaving it open. Pound CAD has closed below the area of interest again, so until and unless it closes above here, I will not be interested to long it. And euro USD, yes, that's one. And dollars we see as expected is heading to the downside over here, and then just getting a reaction on the euro. So that's the trade update so far, and I will keep you updated if there's anything else. Hi guys, final trade update. So I've been holding this trade for about 3 days now, and we are still around in the same area for about 95 pips. So it's at the bottom of this channel. As we can see on the 4 hour, we had the pound news come out slightly better than expected for the GDP, negative trade balance, but everything else seems to be slightly better. We have the retail sales in about an hour and a half, and apart from that you have nothing else tomorrow, all yellow flag news and not related to the pound really. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some more partial profit, because if the news comes out worse for the dollar, then this could easily go back up. So I'm going to take some more partial profit. I've already taken one lot off, so I'm going to take another half of this, so 0.50, and I'm going to leave the rest to run. Keep the stop loss in the same place. I think it's good up there. We have the 4 hour 55 going in there, that can add as a roadblock possibly. I have opened a position on the euro, which is still in the same area, not gone anywhere. So waiting to see what happens on that. My stop loss is in a very good place over here below the EMAs, so I'm going to leave that open. And that's basically 100 pips for the week. And the last one I'm kind of focusing on is the Aussie CAD for a counter trend trade. If it does head up to this weekly resistance northern sky, we also have around number one to one parity, so it could give us a possible swing trade counter over here for around 100 pips. So I'm gonna watch for that, but apart from that there's nothing else going on, and that's me securing some pips for the week.